Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Cheetah. Wait. Leave a like, man. I'm disappointed in this like rate, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I've been cooking and you guys ain't being, you know what I'm saying, reciprocating. I need those 5 stars ratings. Smash the like button. What are you doing? I want to talk about Gojo, and I want to talk about my frustration with how people are reading and interpreting Sukuna versus Gojo. Listen, I love the trolling. I love the glazing. Even it's very enjoyable to see the discourse when it's funny and when it's constructive. Not when it's toxic. I don't really enjoy it when it's toxic. It's just annoying then at that point. But one thing, and I'm just gonna focus on this thing in this video, and then I'll make more videos about different things that annoy me. Is Sukuna fans and fans in general claiming that if Gojo wins, it's bad writing, or if Sukuna loses now, it's bad writing. And I think the reason is because shonen fans specifically are so accustomed to the protagonist being the hero or the master dying or whatever, right? People are so accustomed to that idea that anything left field of that seems wrong. And just as somebody that studied literature and is writing a book, I completely disagree. If Gojo survives and beats Sukuna, right, we already have a way for him to come back, which is that other finger. We also know that he eats people or something to do with eating that you know, that's kind of foreshadowed that maybe Kenjaku will feed himself, or maybe he'd feed him Tengen, or maybe he'd feed him something else and he'll regain his power in a different way, maybe even be stronger. There's many ways for Sukuna to lose here and still be a part of the story, right? While the same option, I mean, with Gojo as well, him dying seems difficult only because the students, Utah specifically, is raring to go and is nearby. If he senses that Gojo is going to die, he's going to pull up. He's going to summon Rika. He is going to rush out, right? So both characters have ways out of this fight, and it'll actually be harder for them to not live, to die, than it would be for them to survive, if you really think about it, right? Kenjaku could pull up to stop the guys from killing Sukuna. Yurume could stop Gojo from killing Sukuna, even if it means she forfeits her life to Sukuna later. Like, there could be just so many outs for both of them. We know that Gojo is a contingency, that if he gets weaker than Yuta and Hakari, then they can jump in. So, you know, I don't really know why then everybody is just because he's so powerful that, you know, if he stays alive, everybody's screwed. But we have one problem here. Do you believe current Gojo right now is stronger than Kenjaku? Kenjaku has a domain expansion. Gojo right now does not. He's a reverse curse energy output is not as at maximum like it was when he was eating Malevolent Shrine left and right and center. So all Kenjaku would have to do is open his what's it, that wound painting. He's what's his one? He's a domain expansion, and it's probably GG, right? There are many ways around beating Gojo right now, right? If Urume and Kenjaku tag team him right now, he possibly loses as long as he gets caught in the domain expansion. If he doesn't get caught in the domain expansion, I mean, I don't know if he can even teleport anymore because he's so tired. So I think both characters, Gege has given both characters a lot of outs, a lot of ways out, right? Now, you can also argue that both of them don't actually want help, and they may have set up contingencies just to ease the other people, to appease Kenjaku and on Sukuna's side, and to appease the students on Gojo's side. But they were never really willing to go with that contingency, right? Let's say Gojo beats Sukuna right now. Kills him even. Again, one finger's left. Kenjaku could figure some shit out. Feed that finger curse energies. He has eaten thousands and thousands of curses, right? He can feed that finger thousands and thousands of curses, you know, and just make it stronger rapidly, instantaneously. He may lose power himself, but he knows that Sukuna would use that power better than he could. right? That's one option, right? That could be a potential option here. There's like, I feel like there's just so many options for that. If Gojo wins, right? Gojo right now is not strong enough to kill Kenjaku, I don't think, and Urame together by himself, right? So let's say the students pull up. We know Kenjaku is good at escaping. We know all of these top tier sorcerers are good at escaping. So Kenjaku and Urame can just bail Sukuna out of there, right? Go add some more powers to him, right? Level him up. Gojo needs a break. His brain could be potentially fried. And let's say the reverse curse energy for some reason doesn't work, right? Like nobody can heal him for some reason, right? We just say that his sixth eye is damaged, his brain is overworked and it's overfried, and he just needs rest, right? So they heal him, but his brain is so fried from fighting Sukuna that it needs rest. But because Sukuna has two souls and it's not his body and he's kind of a cursed spirit, the same thing doesn't quite happen for him, right? This gives an opportunity for the students to still go out and do the thing and potentially fight Sukuna, right? Now, that leaves both Sukuna and Gojo out of the battlefield for a certain amount of time, right? Kenjaku's doing his thing. Urame is maybe fighting Maki and Yuji, and then Hakari and Tinga after Hakari and Yuta are after Kenjaku, and then you can also get what's his name, Kashimo going after Sukuna, looking for where Sukuna is to fight him. Excuse me. And you can have that all happening simultaneously, right? And then by having that all happening simultaneously, there's action everywhere, right? Then Sukuna wakes up just as Kashimo gets there, and he's not 100% full percent, and he fights him, so it's like a difficult enough battle. So you get to see Kashimo, and Kashimo unleashes his full move. But as he unleashes his full move, Sukuna reaches full recovery, reaches full recovery. His brain is healed or whatever the fuck, and he's now ready, and he tanks it, eats it, and like he's really damaged, but he eats it and kills Kashimo. Boom, you get that fight. Beautiful, right? Hakari and Yuta are fighting Kenjaku. The fighting maybe fathers like a bunch of other reincarnated sorcerers that he puts there. He just puts a bunch of them to cover for him while he goes out, trying to finish his whole plan. And he succeeds in his plan, but it's activating on its own. And then he confronts Yuta and Hakari. Yuta and Hakari beat him up. They kill him or whatever. Or just when they're about to kill him, he transfers his brain into that monster. Boom, making him the final boss, right? During this time, Gojo's waking up. Hakari and Yuta are struggling against this monster. They're about to die. Maki shows up with Yuji, and they're fighting it, right? Gojo's still down, and Gojo's still down, but he's about to recover, right? So during this time, Yuji has exploded in growth, right? Gojo says, you kids take care of Sukuna, right? I will take care of Kenjaku, right? So the kids go off, and all of them, because I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna end with Yuji 1v1ing Sukuna. Like, he didn't 1v1 Mahito. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not about that. This anime manga is not super typical, right? It's we tag team. We do what you're supposed to do if you're trying to win. Versus we just gonna do some shit to satisfy people. That just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't work like that. The only reason Gojo's fighting solo is because he can be more flashy and more aggressive if he doesn't have to worry about accidentally killing one of his students. So that's all it is. If Sukuna was a bit weaker, they'd all pull up and just gangbang him and beat the brakes off of him. GG's. So I think that's just the thing. So I think there's just so many ways that this story can go, and I don't think it's gonna go how people want it to go just because of whatever, right? Saving Megumi Soul is gonna be important, right? So maybe even while the students are fighting off Kenjaku, Gojo joins, grabs Yuji and says, "You guys stay alive. I will be back." and he goes with Yuji to fight Sukuna, and they tag team Sukuna, and they find a way to free Megumi, or maybe they free Megumi beforehand, and Megumi and Yuji are tasked with fighting Sukuna, or they're supposed to go help Hakari and the guys, but they decide to go tag team on Sukuna. Gojo wakes up and Gojo goes to Kenjaku because he's the bigger threat. So there's so many ways around it that it's just kind of frustrating that people think that Gojo has to die or Sukuna has to die or whatever. Neither of them have to die. There's so many options that, ways that Gege could write around it. There's so many ways he can not ass pull and make these people grow to a level where they can actually defeat Sukuna. Like Megumi would grow exponentially if he wakes up, if he survives. If Nobara comes back as well, she would have had the most insane awakening of all time, because again, she can, maybe her soul has been roaming around and she figures out how to forcefully wake herself up, through a binding vow somehow to somebody that's already dying, and wakes herself up, heals, and goes. I don't know, some way. Those could be so many ways and so many things potentially that could happen here, that could lead to an interesting story, whether Gojo loses or wins. So that's all I think. Let me know in the comment section below what you think will happen and why. Like, I just don't think it's a problem if Gojo wins. I don't think it's a problem if Sukuna wins. I think Gojo is stronger, clearly. Because everything now Sukuna is going to use is, if it's Urizen's gift, that's not even something that's a part of his arsenal that he got his own powers. It's a gift that somebody that was obsessed with him gave to him to, I don't know, maybe Ex Machina, fucking retcon to Sensu being him, whatever it does. It doesn't feel satisfactory, right? We know that if these motherfuckers just met randomly, Gojo is wiping the floor. So that's all I'm saying. Anyways, been your boy Supreme Cheer the God. Let me know what you guys think. Again, Gojo wins, amazing. Gojo loses, whatever. Yeah, that's all really. Let me know what you guys think. It's been your boy Supreme Cheer the God. Make sure you leave a like though. We need these likes up, man. Come on, man. I need these likes up, man. I need these subscriptions. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm out.